Hello and welcome back to Swarmio Esports. This is episode 3 and I'm your host, Jonathan Collins. We have a great show planned for you today, featuring news, interviews, gameplay sessions featuring League of Legends, and more. But first, let's see what's been going on in the world of esports.
The PvP Gamers Dungeon in Sydney, Nova Scotia hosted a Counter-Strike Go competition on July 17th, and Swarmio Gaming and Swarmio Esports were the co-sponsors of the competition. Swarmio Gaming's automated bracket system provided updated status of the competition, while Swarmio Esports provided almost 10 hours of live coverage via Twitch. The coverage included the gameplay sessions and interviews with the players. Swarmio and its parent company, Ubiquay Networks, also provided $1,500 of the $2,300 prize pool. PvP founder Todd Chant chatted about future plans.
Yeah, that must be exciting, the possibility of doing like maybe a larger event. Events takes place over 2 days, maybe have like qualifiers for a big tournament or something like that. Do you see that in the future?
Well, actually, we're getting a lot of players requesting just that. They're asking for multiple day tournaments. They're asking for events where we do one tournament and it moves them into a much larger event at the end of the year. So we're looking at all different possibilities, because once we get to that level, the prize levels can go $10,000, $15,000. I mean, it's just there's no limit to what we can do.
Among the 8 teams that vied for the prize pool of $2,300 was a team from Halifax. And after almost 10 hours of gameplay, the first prize of $1,500 went to the Halifax team.
Following Valve's example to try and crack down on Counter-Strike gambling sites, Twitch has said that it will start shutting down streamers who use these sites. True to their word, Twitch has shown no problem in enforcing these rules when one of its most popular streamers had his account closed. James Varga, aka Phantom Lord, who has over 1.4 million followers, had his channel shut down due to a terms of service violation. Allegations were raised that CSGO Shuffle, the gambling site often featured on Phantom Lord's stream, is owned by Varga himself, and that he has gambled exclusively with money taken from the business. There has been no posting on Phantom Lord's YouTube or Twitter since July 16th, and the CSGO Shuffle website is currently offline. In a blog post from last week, Twitch reminded users that, quote, broadcasters are not permitted to stream content that breaks the terms of service or user agreements of third parties. As such, content in which the broadcaster uses or promotes services that violate Valve's stated restrictions is prohibited on Twitch. Korean Street Fighter V player Infiltration was crowned the champion of EVO's first ever Street Fighter V tournament this past week. Infiltration, playing as Nash and Fang, fought his way out of the losers bracket after being defeated by Armika in the hands of Japanese player Fudo. He then went on to defeat Fudo in the grand finals, both getting revenge for his earlier loss and clinching the championship title.
This was staff and well-wishers of the mobile advertising technology giant MugVista celebrating the company's 3rd anniversary in March of this year. Well, the China-based company now has more to celebrate. It just announced it has signed a deal to acquire Game Analytics, a behavioral analytics platform for game developers. No details on the term of the deal have been made public, but this is yet another step in the consolidation process in the marketing and analytics sectors serving the games and esports sectors. MobVista is the largest ad tech company for the mobile sector in Asia. It says it has 10 billion hits on a daily basis across the world, though its power base is in Asia. Game Analytics is based in Denmark and is one of the largest analytics services platform for game developers in the world. It has more than 25,000 registered developers and has tracked more than 1 billion players since it was launched 4 years ago. The company has received more than $8 million in funding so far. The purchase will give a great advantage to MobVista as it gains a foothold in the player behavioral analytics world. Officials from both companies say Game Analytics will continue to provide its core product for free.
Next up, we had Karmakin here in our studio to give us a quick tutorial of his favorite league champion, Lulu, and how to make the best use of her abilities at any point during the match. That's coming up shortly.
This map is the closest thing to a Roman Colosseum.
It's all about that accuracy. Yeah, that's right.
Grudge match of the century.
Oh, the clutch. This could be the last game of the tournament. What a savage beating of all their opponents today.
Earlier, we had Glenn McCachran, aka Karmakin, give us a quick beginner's tutorial on Lulu. Let's take a look at that now.
Hello, this is Glenn McCachran / Karmakin. I'm just here with a quick beginner's guide to an aggressive support Lulu. Here I am, I'm just buying my items, normal support items. Well, for Lulu I go with a Spell Thief's Edge, 3 health potions, and a warding totem. Pretty much the standard stuff. Okay, this is the beginning of the game, just sitting by the lower tower. One thing to keep note is at the beginning of the game, your jungle might start at the camp up here at that rock area. So if the jungler is there, you want to keep an eye on that. And if that's the case, you'll want to help the jungler kill those enemies. But make sure to get away so you don't take any of the experience before they die. So you give a couple of auto attacks to each and just walk back down to your tower. Just waiting for the enemies to spawn. Just note that the summoner spells I have are the Flash, which basically everybody uses, and also Exhaust. One thing I've noted is that sometimes some ADCs will take Exhaust themselves. In that case, usually you should take sometimes Cleanse if you're concerned about crowd control effects, but usually you'll take Heal in their place. Usually you watch the ADC and just take the opposite of what they have. So the beginning of the game is the most focused point of the game. Basically, you just kind of want to do damage through auto attacks and your basic Glitter Lance, just to try and distract them away from your ADC, allowing them to get last hits, and also to try and push them up and set them up for a kill. So right here, I'm just basically auto attacking. I'm taking a little bit more damage than I would like, but I'm able to use my Magical Biscuit to get me back up to some health. And notice that they're way pushed back from that some of the blue guys. They're gonna have a really tough time killing those guys. So we're able to put up some damage on them. I'm still auto attacking. I'm pushed a little bit more further back than I would like in this way. My ADC moves in, so they're being very aggressive. Level 2 hits. Level 2 is where you want to go aggressive. You get your shield, and using your shield allows your Glitter Lance to go off of the shield. So see how I use my shield to damage Swain and then get off of it. I'm further back, but the ADC is able to get the kill, and the Exhaust on Swain allows his auto attacks not to kill the ADC, and it becomes a 2-for-0. After that, just take note, now that that initial clash is done, now is usually a good time to go drop your ward. In this bush is the standard place for dropping a ward, and after it's dropped, we can go back and just think. The ADC is choosing to go back to base, so we should generally follow them. Even if it's just to buy one item, it's usually worth it. So right here really shows the defensive uses of Lulu's tool set. Basically, we're just ADCing. Our ADC goes a little bit more aggressive. I rush in. He's able to get the root on their ADC and slow down with the Glitter Lance off the shield. A shield on Jhin allows it to protect. He's going to die, but another shield and a Glitter Lance on Swain allows our Jhin to get away, and we get an easy 1-for-0. Swain tries to cover, but a Glitter Lance into a root pretty much stops him dead in his tracks. And both of us go back to base, and we're able to, I'm able to finish off my Sightstone, as you'll see in a second here. Also, when you finish your Sightstone, you should definitely replace your Warding Trinket with a red trinket. The reason for that, and usually the red trinket is better if you for going for objectives. So if you're going for Dragon or Rift Warden or Baron, you'll want to see if the enemy has any visions in the area, and you'll be able to use that to destroy wards and get it out. It's not something I really had an issue with this game, mainly because we kept control, but it's something to keep aware of. Okay, once you get your Sightstone, now you can be a little bit more aggressive and proactive with your warding. So I warded this bush. Also, I'm able to throw a ward over the wall there, so I can see if any jungler is going to come in and attack. This is going to lead us into another team fight. ADC is able to get the root. I'm able to use defensive spells to slow down Swain, keep his distance, and he's able to get the kill onto their support. From then, I'm able to try and push out their ADC and bully, and that leads to another root, and Jin is able to finish him off with his ultimate. So after going back to base now I have enough to buy the Boots of Mobility. This is something that I like buying while I'm still chipping away at upping my Frostfang. The reason for this is it allows me to get from lane to lane a lot easier. You took a note that I just looked at the enemy's stats. It's a good idea to have a look at what equipment the enemy is building, and that'll come into play a little bit later. But as we already down the bottom turret, I'm heading towards the middle lane right now just to survey what's going on. Right now you'll see some more ward placement. I am placing in that bush. That's a very good place to catch incoming people, and also just on the other side of this wall, a very common passageway as well. That's just to see anyone coming in from the sides. Also, note that someone else already put a ward in the bushes just below there, so there was no need to double that up as well. Okay, well, right here you'll see that our jungle, Master Yi, goes to start the dragon. Generally speaking, this is kind of an unsafe choice by him. We don't really have vision on everybody, and our ADC is dead. But if someone else is making the decision in solo queue, quite frankly, you're often better off just going at it. We are able to kill the dragon and get out before the Talon Kench came down. That was a risky play, but luckily we were able to get away with it. One of Lulu's biggest strengths is the ability to control the game and really to survive a long time. Zed gets a kill on one of our allies, but as you'll see, Talon Kench for some reason decides to chase me here. He keeps on chasing me. Now, he does have more offensive power than me, more health. I can't really kill him, but I am able to basically bait him deep into our jungle, and he is not able to get the kill. He does come pretty close, but if Master Yi comes in, I'm able to polymorph him and slow him down, and Yi is able to get the kill. Same thing here. Yi is running up. We're getting the Rift Scuttler right here. Note one thing. We can see a player going into that, so we run back. Zed comes after us, but Yi is there, and Zed overextended, and we were able to kill him for the shutdown. Also, Swain got completely caught out of position. Really, that's a good example how a kill on one champion can really lead to kills on other champions, and why you really don't want to get caught out. One of the big things about playing League of Legends is that you really want to force the opponent into making a mistake. We're going over to the top lane. An enemy was just there. Notice how I went down a bit. I kind of slowed myself a bit just to see if the enemy would come down into the lane. Notice how Yi doesn't come into the lane. He could have come in to kill the minions there, but he didn't. He went after the jungle because if an enemy just saw me there, they might be more inclined to come in and try and harass me, and then you would be able to come in and kill them easily. Okay, right here you can see this is a big, long, extended siege defense. I'm just trying to harass them, just trying to keep them off the tower. It's important not to get caught out. However, what I would like to do is annoy them to the point to make them overextend and come into the tower where my control abilities can basically get a couple of kills. They don't overextend in this place. They actually played this fairly well. I'm just waiting to trying to get pokes in, trying to play it safe. avoiding a lot of Swain roots in this place. Like Yi right there is trying to wait to jump in. He gets caught by the Raven. But over this, and basically it's just it's played well by both teams, I think. I do eventually overextend a little bit. I was kind of expecting some other people to come in. Wild Growth on the LeBlanc to save it. She does get caught, but we're able to get out and not lose anybody. One of the things, though, is that eventually I'll get caught, but it does make them use all the resources on killing me. That can be sometimes a very beneficial thing, because even though you die, sometimes your team might be in a better position. So at this point, I'm waiting for us to kind of come out. What makes this hard is there's Zeds at the bottom, but so is our ADC. So we can't really go in fully because our ADC has most of our kills. LeBlanc goes in, I try and follow her. Unfortunately, I get slowed by the support item, and I flash out, but I get caught in for the kill. However, at that point, Darius's dunk is down. Most of the ultimates are down at that point. And eventually it does lead to us being able to push them off, and even getting a couple of kills and eventually a dragon. So walking up here, this is something that did not go well at all. I'm not sure that anyone really played anything wrong. I think probably we should have backed up. It was mostly because of an item differential. We see Yi there. We are able to get the kill on Swain, but there's a Darius here. I'm doing my best, Wild Growth, to pop him up, just trying to slow him down, exhaust everything, polymorphed him, and I mean, he's pretty low. I thought we could kill him. Yi comes in and basically gets dunked as well, and then I get dunked. That was kind of a mistake. Okay, this is a good example of basically almost a perfect Lulu fight right here. We see the Swain up in the jungle. He just kind of pops out because of the ward that Yi dropped. And we're able to perfectly surprise him. Able to slow down the Zed. Wild Growth on the Yi to pop up someone else and kill him. And we're able to get a very, very clean 2-for-0. So this is the final push of the game, leading up to an eventual surrender. LeBlanc and Jhin are able to root their Talon and basically get a kill on him. Or nearly get a kill. He's very weak and kind of takes him out of the fight. They are stuck over the wall, but the Jhin ultimate does get some vision on them. And one thing that's important here to note is that the Darius comes after us, he retreats through the gate, but the shield on him allows Pix to throw a Glitter Lance that does a widespread slow on a bunch of guys, and that allows Yi to jump over the wall, get a bunch of kills, and basically go into a position to take down the tower, the inhibitor. Now, eventually we do get a surrender, and that will be the game. This is Glenn McCachran / Karmakin. Thanks for watching this Beginner's Guide to Lulu, and I hope you enjoyed it.
With the North American Halo 5 Championship Series tournament coming up, I decided to sit down with Austin Hogan and get all the details of this tournament, as well as some predictions on how it might turn out. Stay tuned.
This map is the closest thing to a Roman Colosseum.
It's all about that accuracy. Yeah, that's right.
grudge match of the century.
Oh, the clutch. This could be the last game of the tournament. What a savage beating of all their opponents today. All right, I'd like to welcome back to our studio here Austin Hogan. Austin, how has your Halo game been as of late, since the last time we talked?
It's been going pretty well. So far, I've been moving up in the rankings. I've taken a little break, winning the majority of my games, losing a couple. Can't win them all.
Yeah, that's true. Glad to see that you're still doing well and still ranking up. But really, the reason we brought you in today is to tell us a little bit about the Halo Championship Pro League tournament that's coming up.
Yeah, so the Pro League Championship, it's going to be at the end of the month. I believe it starts on the 30th or 31st. Yeah. So it's going to be the top 4 teams from the Pro League are going to be playing in that. So it'll be CLG, Enigma 6, Envious, and Renegades. They'll be competing for a prize pool, which I don't think has been announced, but it'll be a double elimination tournament, I believe. So it gives every team to a chance to show how good they actually are.
So how do these teams qualify for this very prestigious tournament?
So there's a Summer Pro League, which is 8 at the top and North American teams. At the end of the 8 weeks, whoever is in the top 4, they will qualify for the end of it. But to get into Pro League, you first have to go through Open Cups, which will be every Saturday and Sunday. Anyone can enter this. It's ESL.com, I believe. Yeah, you can just sign up for that. It's free, nothing to worry about. Go make a team, have fun and play in it. If you get lucky, who knows? You could get into the Pro League.
So tell me a little bit more about these 4 teams that are going to be competing in this big tournament.
So CLG has been the favorite since basically after X Games, right after they formed. They lost to EG there, so they didn't get the gold medal. Since then, I think they've just been a better team. You know, they put a lot more practice than any other team in. Enigma 6 is a newly formed team, actually, for Pro League. Kratos, who's on that team, hated by the community, basically. Nobody really likes him, but he's been getting a lot of fans lately with his interviews after the game. Enigma 6 is the only team to take down CLG in the Pro League, so big props to them. Envious was also a great team, a lot of veterans on that team. Pistola, who's great, the Wizard, way better on land, so we'll see what comes from him there. But Envious actually took CLG to a Game 5 overtime in Slayer, so that's probably the closest series we've seen other than them losing. Super intense series. Renegades, who one of their players was doing Ramadan for a month, which their performance kind of dropped in and out. He's a way better player than what he was playing as. He definitely showed it after he was finished fasting. They're definitely coming into their actual team skill of late.
So one of the things you mentioned there was that this game will be played on LAN. So a lot of the teams, I bet the majority of their matches are not on LAN. Do you expect they'll see many differences in this kind of format?
Yeah, definitely. CLG, even though they are super dominant on online, their whole LAN team, the last time we seen the Meta LAN event was completely different team. Just way stronger than even online than they have been already. Enigma 6 has a lot of younger players, so we don't know how great they are on LAN, but at the World Championship, there was a couple of them that did really shine. Team Envious, Pistola and Miquin especially shine on LAN. They're completely different players than online, and just Envious as a whole, they seem to show better when they're playing in a LAN environment.
So from a technical standpoint, what kind of differences are these teams going to see on LAN versus online?
Online, there's just some things that you can't control. If someone's internet goes out, it'll ruin the whole flow of a game. They have to restart it. There's no lag at all between your reticle. Sometimes there's reticle lag online that you won't see on LAN, where your aimer will feel heavier. Some of the pros have actually have a fix for this, so they call it. Whether it's a placebo effect or not, where you press start and then just quickly back out of it. Apparently it fixes it. I've tried it. Don't know if it does, but they won't have to do that on LAN because there won't be any online factor at all. It'll just be clean playing.
Plus the effect of being in the same room with both your team members and the opposition can be very jarring for some people, whether it's, you know, you're talking trash or you have your teammates right by you supporting you. Like, there's a big difference there as well, right?
Yeah, definitely on LAN, especially players at this level, where if you can see everybody's screen, you can just get so much more information. If you're sniping and you can't see anyone where you're looking, just take a peek at someone's screen here, take a peek here. If you see someone there, you know, you wouldn't have had that information if maybe your guy didn't even see it and didn't call it out to you. But you can just get a lot more information looking at 4 screens just randomly than you could at just staring at yours.
So back to this tournament coming up. In your professional opinion, who is Austin's #1 pick for who's going to take it down?
The winner of the tournament, in my opinion, is going to be CLG. There's too dominant of a team to be stopped, especially on LAN when they have extra communication. I just think nobody's going to come up to the plate with them.
All right, I think it's going to be a very interesting tournament. We're all going to tune in and watch it here. Austin, thank you very much for coming out today.
Thank you, John. Thanks for having me.
All right, folks, thanks for watching the show today. If you want to get a hold of us, please feel free to email us, esports@sormio.tv, or tweet us @sormio.tv. Thanks for watching.